Imagine you wake up tomorrow, not to an alarm, not to sunlight, just awake in the dark. You reach for your phone on the nightstand. Your fingers touch the cold screen. No notifications, no signal, nothing. You sit up. The house is silent, too silent. No refrigerator hum, no furnace click, no distant cars. You walk to the window and pull the curtain. There is a woman standing on the sidewalk across the street. You know her. She is your neighbor. She walks her dog every morning at 6 a.m., but she is not walking now. She is standing, completely still, her arms at her sides, her face pointed toward your house, her eyes open. You wave. She does not wave back. You knock on the glass. She does not blink. You think, maybe she's sleepwalking? Maybe she had a stroke. Maybe I should go help her. But then you look left and right, and you see them, more people, standing at bus stops, standing in driveways, standing inside open garages with their cars still running. None of them are moving. None of them are looking at each other. They are all looking at nothing. And then you hear it. A sound you have never heard before in your life. Absolute silence. No birds, no wind, no sirens. Not even your own breath, because you have stopped breathing without realizing it. That was day one. You are about to learn something no survival manual ever taught you. The scariest apocalypse is not the one with monsters. It is the one where everyone is still watching you, and no one can scream. This is the story of the quiet ones. 3 days later, the number reached 12,000. Chicago, Dallas, Miami. Every major city with a subway system, an airport, or a convention center. The pattern was clear but terrifying. The conditions spread through shared air. Not coughing, not sneezing, just breathing in a room where someone else had been breathing 20 minutes earlier. Offices became traps, churches became still zones, school gymnasiums turned into silent galleries of standing figures. But here is what the news did not tell you. There was no violence, no blood, no screaming. The infected simply stopped. A bus driver mid-route, a cashier holding a receipt, a nurse walking down a hospital hallway. Each one froze exactly where they stood. The government issued a warning: stay home, stay alone. Do not share air. But home was where most people had already caught it. By day 7, 50% of the country was still. Not dead, still. And the other 50% faced a question no survival manual had ever answered. How do you fight something that does not attack? How do you run from something that is already inside every room you enter? In Chicago, a man named Marcus stood on his apartment rooftop. He was not a soldier. He was not a prepper. He was a hospital logistics coordinator. A person who spent 15 years figuring out where to put supplies, how to move beds, how to keep air filters running. And that, it turned out, was exactly the skill the world needed. Marcus understood the math. The conditions spread indoors. It did not spread outdoors in open wind. It did not spread through food or water, only shared, recycled, stagnant air. So he made a rule, a simple rule that saved hundreds of lives. Do not enter any room that has been closed for more than 10 minutes. He broadcast this from his rooftop every night at 8 p.m. He used a battery-powered ham radio. He never saw the people who listened. He only heard their clicks. 1 click for yes, 2 clicks for understood. Across the city, other survivors found each other the same way. Not face-to-face, through notes taped to windows, through bags of rice left on church steps, through cans of beans rolled across a supermarket floor from 20 feet away. They learned to live without touching, without gathering, without whispering in the same room. They became ghosts to each other, and that was how they survived. On day 40, the power grid failed, not because of an attack, because there was no one left to operate the coal plants, the gas lines, the control rooms. The still ones stood in front of panels and levers, and no one could move them. Chicago went dark, then the whole region. Marcus made a decision. He would leave the city. He would walk 60 miles south to a water treatment plant he had helped design years ago. It had backup solar. It had a well. It had a sealed control room with its own air supply. He packed a backpack, 2 masks, 5 filters, 3 liters of water, a hand crank radio, and 1 photo, not of a person, but of a map. Then he opened his apartment door and stepped into the hallway. He walked down 12 flights of stairs. Each landing had one or two standing figures. He passed them silently. He did not touch them. He did not look at their faces. He learned to see them as furniture. Sad, terrible furniture made of people who could still hear his footsteps. The streets were worse. Cars sat abandoned with their doors open. A bicycle lay on its side outside a bakery. A suitcase had tipped over near a bus stop, its contents scattered. Shirts, a toothbrush, a paperback novel. But the hardest part was the silence. No engines, no sirens, no voices, just wind and the occasional distant click of a metal sign swinging. Marcus walked for 3 days. He slept in open parking lots, never inside a building. He ate cold beans from a can with a plastic spoon. He talked to himself sometimes just to hear a human voice. And on the third evening, he saw the water tower.